I'd like to enable a world that works for all, including the planet, and all of us and each one of us and myself. And by works, I mean in a sustainable way, so that we all experience ourselves to be well served. The planet isn't violated, and we all can enjoy happiness and well-being. Yeah. Well, at some point I realized that the fiat currencies, or the currencies that we're all used to, like dollars, euros, and pounds, and Swiss francs, and yen, were distributed in a way that assured uneven distribution. For me, a currency is like the blood of humankind, of corpus humanitatis. We are the cells in the body. The internet or social media is its nervous system, and the currency is like the blood. It enables nutrients to flow from one cell to the other. And the fiat currencies are distributed in a way, through the central banks and through the distributing banks out to us. And people near those rivers of money have plenty of it, but people far away have very little. And we needed another kind of currency, which rather than like rivers and canals, be more like rain that falls equally on everyone. So I was initially attracted to the idea of universal basic income. I feel that, or unconditional basic income, I feel that the wealth that has been generated by humankind has been inherited by all of us. Roads, water in the pipes, electricity in the wires, and that this would help a great deal if everyone got a sprinkling of rain on them every week. Then we would all thrive and the economy would be much better. And then I also realized there's an important place for complementary currencies, that any municipality or village or town or anywhere, when they realize an insufficiency of the fiat currencies, that they could create a local currency to enable local trade. And this has been, there are at least 5,000 complementary currencies in the world. Probably most people are very familiar with airline points, mileage points. Every currency is a bridge between an unused resource and an unmet need. In that case, the unused resource is an empty seat in a plane taking off, and the unmet need is need for people without too much money to travel. So using airline mileage points that fills the seat and satisfies the need for people without too much money to travel. So we started to talk about creating money for refugee camps that could use the strength and abilities and skills of the refugees without violating the local economy of fiat currencies. And there are all sorts of examples, which I won't go into unless you ask me, that are very inspiring. So I am now busy enabling all these people that run complementary currencies and who are interested in unconditional basic income to gather together into an inquiry, maybe with one or two people involved in cryptocurrencies or internet currencies, and to exchange views and listen to each other and talk in a kind of meet-up, and then create knowledge commons for that community so that we can all start building on each other's shoulders and enable a better system of money and money distribution to come into being. Well, initially I was really angry at the way that things were in the world, specifically the inequality that existed, that some people had a lot and were kind of abusing their privileges, and in my view felt themselves to be important, and other people had nothing at all. And it made me really angry. And I got into a conversation which allowed me to surface that was a root cause of my anger. And then my questioner, someone in the group I was talking with, said, well, why don't you do something about it? So I spent my life, the last 50 plus years, building organizations which serve everyone in a balanced way. I didn't like companies which were top-down, hierarchical, just serving a small group of people. I wanted all the customers, the employees, the business partners, and as well as the investors, and the local community and the planet itself to experience themselves to be well served. And that's what I've been doing for 50 years. And I've had a number of failures and a number of successes. Now I don't want to do that anymore. I want to extend it to the world. So I'm busy enabling a planet, doing my own small little bit to enable a planet that can work for all of us. Yeah, for me, complementary currencies are definitely more rain, because they're usually distributed by the kind of uniformly to the people in the community. Sometimes it's kind of like a hose. It's sprinkled by the gardener or the city on the areas of need around it. And UBI is definitely like rain, because every week a sum of money arrives in everyone's bank account, and everyone has a bank account. Would be a system where your passport number would be the number in the national bank account. And you'd have your own private account, everyone would have it, and every week a few hundred dollars or euros or whatever it is would arrive in your account, and it'd be enough to cover your basic needs of rent and food and clothing, and have enough time to educate your children and look after the house and the garden. And then you could turn your attention to what was important to you, and not work to make money so that you could buy food, not be a slave to money.